In this video, I'd like to explain what is required for your 5-minute presentation in the assessment portion of the CSIS 2200 course. You can find this information in the course outline and by going up here under the Blackboard course under course outline and then going down to the assessments and seeing here that the presentation is part of your assessment mark. And to start off here, is worth 5% of your grade, which is going to involve a 5-minute presentation. This is going to be an online presentation, so you're going to have to record this the same way that I'm recording these videos here. I use a product here called TechSmith, which you can use. I encourage you to do that, and there's a video in my YouTube list to show you how to use that tool. And you can upload it to YouTube. So you can create a YouTube account. If you have a Gmail account, you'll already have one. All you have to do is upload it and send me the link. Smith Tech does have a repository. You can post it there, but it only lives, I think, for 30 days, which shouldn't be a problem for the purpose of this video because your assignment would be marked soon after you submit it. All right, now to get the details about the presentation, over here under the assessments in the Blackboard list, you can go down to the presentation management information systems. Now, this is the kind of a step-by-step approach to how to accomplish this. So what the intent of this assignment is to do is to get students to think about their area of study. So if you're in the accounting area, I would encourage you to look at software that's going to benefit you in your job. Just like my other assignments where I'm getting you guys to watch these different courses that I feel that will help augment your resumes. They'll pad them up, you might say. They will put a lot of certificates in there. The other thing I'm trying to do is add some value to your portfolio, your learning portfolio, and that's what this presentation is all about. So it's not just worth 5 marks, but I'm hoping that you're going to select a product that's going to help you with your career. So the very first thing here is to research a managing information system, or MIS, at this website. And to get started, a lot of students say, well, what should I select? And it's not like what I want to select. I want you to select something that would help and benefit you. So the first step is to go into this website right here. And this is just one place to start on the internet. So if you're, for example, in the accounting program, I would start off with something as simple as typing in accounting software. What this website does is it has a lot of the different software as a service, that's the SaaS software systems that are available out on the internet. So in Chapter 7 of Managing Information Systems, it all has to do with the internet, the intranet, and the extranet. And this is when I would like students to start really starting to think, now that we've gone through the first 6 chapters, about the actual presentation. All right, so now from here, once you've typed in accounting software, there is a lot of subcategories within accounting. As you can see, you could have trust accounting software or tax accounting software. If you are thinking about specializing in a particular area, I would say you should consider going in a little deeper. I would also encourage you to look at software that may be used when you're working. So this could be a managing information system that you're actually going to use. Now I'll show you a little later here in this video about how you can to find a product like that. All right. So, but in the meantime, what I'd like you to do is maybe you want to just focus in on nonprofit accounting software. So accounting systems that are geared more towards nonprofit organizations. So once you've selected that, this particular website goes through and it shows all the different software systems or software as a service systems that are delivered through the internet that have to do with nonprofit organizations for accounting. This is just one particular area, very specific. Now you're probably going to be in a completely different area. So what I want you to do is I want you to go through and you're going to read up on all of these different products in your area. So as you're reading through these, you might say, well, this one looks kind of interesting. So you can add it to compare. And from there, you might read another one, say, oh, there's 138 reviews, gives it a pretty good rating. It looks like what I'm kind of interested in. Let's have a closer look at that one. And then you could do this. You might not want this one right here. It's only got 10 reviews. Maybe it's enterprise resource program, which maybe not really what you want. And I think at the beginning stage, a lot of students really don't know exactly what they want. So this is a research, a discovery process that you're going to start embarking on. So we'll pick this one right here. And QuickBooks is one that students do at Douglas. So this one, you might want to have that. You can see right here by the sheer number of reviews, how many people have or use that product. There's another, the one that I think that is used a lot in British Columbia, if you're in the accounting area. And I can compare forward at times. Let's go in here and try to see what that looks like. So once I click on compare, what I want to do is I want to see really what the company is, what the product's all about, what the licensing is, what the overall rating is. I want to have an idea, because I want you to look through these and make a well-informed decision about which one you would like to focus on. So from there, I would highly encourage you to get in a little further, go into their websites, and just spend half an hour going through here and try to figure out which one you feel is the best, because I want you to focus in on one. So let's say that you want to go into QuickBooks, although I'm not encouraging you to use QuickBooks, because you will be doing QuickBooks if you're in the accounting program anyways. I'm hoping that you'll take this as an opportunity to pick and learn another managing information system. All right, but for this example, let's go into QuickBooks. And I can read a little bit further. And then once you've decided on a particular program, you're going to download this. You're going to download it on your computer, and you're going to look at it. So the purpose of this is to actually do your research and find at least 3 products. I would encourage you to download them, look at them, try them, and then you're going to select one, and you're going to support that with your research. You can say, I'm going to select this particular product, and you're going to make a case for it. And this is all going to come out during your presentation. So you can see here that this particular product is a web-based software. So similar to chapter 7 in the MIS textbook, we're talking about the internet, the extranet, and the intranet. It's a web-based or cloud-based is another term, or software as a service. Now, all of the products or all of the different research that you're going to do, it must be a software as a service. It has to be a software that's delivered through the internet. So this one kind of meets all the checks for that particular one. So that's the process by which you are going to select a particular managing information system for your area of study. All right, and from there, you're going to spend the majority of your time getting in, learning the product, and then, of course, putting together a presentation to show me how that works. And I would like to post your presentations on Blackboard so that other students, if they're interested, can see what other students have done. This is kind of in compensation of doing a live presentation. Although I find a lot of students aren't looking at other students that much, but it'll be available. And sometimes you'll get 1 or 2 students checking yours out. Maybe they want to see how you did it, or what product you reviewed, and maybe why you reviewed it. But I'd like to post those as well. All right, so back to the presentation. The next one is to research a system used in the job market that you're pursuing. So I would encourage you to go into something like the Indeed.com website, and this is the job market. So let's say you're going to go into accounting. So I'm going to type in here accounting, and from there you're going to go in and find jobs in your geographical area. So if you type in accounting in Vancouver, there is over 1,000 jobs posted, and which could be daunting to go through, of course. But what the purpose of this is like I said earlier in this video, is finding something that could be very advantageous for you in your career. So if you look at the job postings, let's say you want to apply for a payable specialist. This one right here, let's just try that one. Let's go in and dig a little further and see if there's any managing information systems that they're promoting. So one thing that they will promote for sure for software organizing is always having a proficiency with Microsoft Word, Excel, and Outlook, especially for accounting. Microsoft Excel is probably one of the most commonly used tools that accountants use. But sometimes they also have other managing information systems that they will put in here. So you might have to look a little deeper into this. Now, this is a very specific accounts payable. So when you're doing your research, if that's what you're going to go towards in a career, you'd want to make sure that you're finding something that's geared around that, or at least something that's geared around maybe something which is, invoicing, coding, invoicing, obtaining approvals, coding, a lot of invoicing. So you might even go into MIS systems that have to do with invoicing if you were to select this as a job. So you're going to have to kind of dig through and get a little granular in your research to find sort of a good match for the product that you're going to review and learn. All right, so that's an example there. Let me just go in and try to find one here that's maybe a little more specific. All right, didn't take me long. It was actually the next one down. A staff accountant. Now, when I went in here, they're looking for the job requirements. So to get a job with this, they want you to have experience with managing information systems. This is why this course is actually so important for job readiness, because they want, of course, to have a strong written and oral communication and interpersonal skills. These are things that you work on in maybe other classes a little bit more, especially now that we're doing a lot of online. But it says here, experience with QuickBooks. So again, if you were to do this project with QuickBooks and you were to get into it a little further and see what tools or other tools are available for QuickBooks, this would look good on your resume. Of course, Microsoft Office, which is Excel, Word, and all the rest of them. And then also, this is very important, working knowledge of these three right here. So if it was me for this assignment, because if you're an accountant, this is an example of, someone's in the CSIS 2200 course is going for accounting, you've probably done the QuickBooks already. So redoing that is not going to be the best use of your time. So maybe go in here and look for these ones here, the Caseware, the Case View, and the iFirm. These might be more interesting to pursue. Now, with that said, that might only be software that this particular company right here deals with. So what I do is I go in a little bit further, and I would go with something like Caseware, and I would actually go back and search the actual product and see what companies actually use this tool. So I type in Caseware, and it says here there's 28 jobs, which is kind of interesting, that specifically have asked for that Caseware. So there's this company, and it looks like a staff accountant. Oh, this is a different one. Okay, so there are different ones. Intermediate accounting, if you look through here, you'll probably find they're looking for, here it is, experience using Caseware is preferred. Very interesting, because if you were applying for this job and you had spent time in your MIS project doing Caseware, that would look really good on your resume. In fact, you could add that to your LinkedIn profile and say software tools that you could put on Caseware. So we'll go in for an interview. They'd say, well, we use Caseware. It says, well, I've done a project on Caseware. I'm familiar with it. Employers love that type of thing because you're job ready. You come in, you're aware of the tool. You know how it works. You just have to get a little bit of training for their particular environment. Of course, Word and Excel again. I mean, Excel is actually probably the number one tool again. All right, so that was kind of the justification of how to select the tool to be best advantageous for your career. All right, so going back again, now that we've done a little homework of identifying different management systems, we've gone into the job market. We did a little more research here. I'd like you to identify the categories you want to pursue. So this again is just kind of repeating what I've talked about, but some examples, because I've been talking about accounting, but let's say you're in project management. There's a lot of project management software out there, managing information systems, that you can evaluate, or customer relationships if you're in marketing, human resources management if you're going into personnel, system development if you're in the CSIS program. The example that I provided here, it has to do with programming and the unified modeling language, which is pretty specific and a very niche area. It's a unified modeling language tool. Personal information systems would be something like the notepad, the OneNote to take notes, or personal information systems also something like Microsoft Outlook. But I guess what I'm trying to say here is you need to find an area that you're interested in that it will help your career. And then what you want to do is you want to research and find 3 or more of those tools on the market. They have to be software that's delivered on the internet as a service. So software as a service. So these are not software tools that you download, you install on a standalone computer and you run them. We want to do something that's more modern that companies are using. And that's what they're doing nowadays, is this one here. All right, and the next step is to list your categories. Once you've narrowed it down even further, you want to find 3 managing information tools and then list my presentation topics with the system. Now, this link here is going to take you to my, I have an online form I use for Microsoft Office here called Forms. And basically what you want to do is put down your general category. So for example, if it was a customer relationship management, because you're in marketing, that's what you want to pursue, or learning management system. If you're pursuing something like an educational model or programming or what have you, you need to be able to identify that. So in my case, I would have gone with LMS because that's my learning management. I did another one. I did 2 actually. Unified modeling language. And then from there, I want to put down what my choices are. So I've got 3 choices that I want. So I'm going to actually enter in, after you've done your research, you want to type in the name of the products. So I'd get like Lucid Charts or Microsoft Project or whatever other software program that I can't remember all the ones that I evaluated. Anyway, so once you click submit, that would tell me what you're going to do. And the reason I want to do that is I want to know you've got your information in there. So I might expand this a little bit by the time you guys watch this video, but I would like you to submit it so I can find out what you're doing. All right, now the actual mechanics of the presentation is that you're going to create a 5-minute presentation. You can see this presentation is already at 16 minutes or more, and you're going to publish it on the internet at YouTube or at the Smith Tech. If you want, and you want to challenge yourself, you can use another product here called this what is OBS? OBS is another tool. It's the Open Broadcast software. It's more of a professional, people who want to be YouTubers. This is the tool to use right here. Now you're also going to create a PowerPoint presentation to help support your presentation, and you should have between 7 to 10 slides. So what I would suggest is that you have topics that can range in any area that demonstrates the software. Like I said earlier up here, you've got all this research to put together first. This is really talking about how you're going to go about creating your presentation. All right, you're going to download the screensaver program from this and create an account so you can record it. That's what I'm using here. In fact, if you take a look, this is my toolbar for my time of recording right now. And if I want, I can turn on my camera. I won't. Or I can pause, or I can stop this. Anyway, so that's this program here it's the screen capture program. It allows you to record your video, and you can just use your earbuds or your speaker microphone on your laptop to do it. So you're going to use the Smith Tech to record a 5-minute presentation, and I will be marking if it's 3 minutes, you'll be losing marks, and if it goes over 5 minutes, you're going to lose marks. So you have to rehearse and practice your 7 to 10 slide presentation to make sure you conform to that requirement. And then you want to upload it to Smith Tech or to YouTube, just like I have been doing in these classes right here. You want to print your presentation as a PDF where there's 6 slides per page so that we're not wasting paper, and upload it into your assignment onto Blackboard so I can follow it along. You need to write a submission in the assignment and put your URL address so that I can mark it. So that'll be your universal resource locator address of where it can be found. All right, I have 2 attached files here. One is an example of the presentation, and the other is the actual example of a PowerPoint presentation. So if I click on the PowerPoint and I open this one up, let me just open this up. And here it is here. So what I've done is I've created, in this case, there's 7 slides that introduce my presentation. So I've identified my category as Unified Modeling Language. I've also explained what I'm going to talk about in this presentation. And then I go into the details of a little bit more about what this is so that the audience understands it. And then I go through the history, explain sort of the evolution and the history. And then I spend a little bit of time doing more of an in-depth analysis on why I selected a particular tool. And the video that I provided below it kind of goes through all this. You can watch that video separately from this one, so I don't have to redo it. And it basically goes through how I came to the conclusion of selecting that tool. Now, you could come to a completely different analysis on how you select your tool, and I'm not judging based on your what you select, but what I will be judging or marking on is what kind of thought you've put into on how you selected a particular tool or managing an information system. And then what you're going to do is you're going to cut away from the PowerPoint, and you're going to do a demonstration and show us exactly how it works, and then finish off. And all that has to be completed in 5 minutes. Once you've done that, then your assignment is complete. So it seems like a lot, but it really is an advantage for all students to do this, because no matter where you go in your career, you're going to have to be learning different managing information systems. This is just an opportunity for you guys to go in and do the research, find something that could benefit you, learn it, present on it, and be able to put that down in your resume for future employment purposes. I hope that explains to you how the assignment is going to work. I would encourage you to go back and look at the next one here with the presentation, the actual, oh, that was the wrong one. I think it's the example here. And I'll have to, oh, it needs a flash player. Okay, this is the old one, but I'll have to update that. By the time you guys see this, hopefully that video will be up and running. All right, so if you have any questions, send me an email.